Jesus.
Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Markout Mania.
I gotta do a house remix of the intro.
You do need to do it.
Yeah, I do.
Hola, amigos. I am Pedro Borrego, Texan Spaniard, and we have with us straight from the turntables. I heard he has like a triangular 3-part turntable. He of the alien
DJ with 3 fingers.
Yeah, I was gonna say he of alien fingers. Apparently, it's James the Extreme Sorno, aka Jim House. How are you?
I'm okay. I am okay. I'm living in my Kazuchika Osorno mode right now, so I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do it. I had a good night last night on Real House Radio. I'm ready to talk some wrestling. Lots of stuff this week. Lots of flapping going on. People flapping their gums. Meltzer. People flapping their gums.
Wrestling. When you say wrestling, it makes me think of Angie. Because when she came on the show a few times, she would often say it is wrestling. But wrestling. Shout out to Angie wherever she be. And thankfully not throwing thunderbolts my way this week. So far.
Finally.
It's the God of Thunder. This is King Dark. How are you?
I am here and ready for the big anniversary show.
That's right. It's our 7th year anniversary, right?
7th. Our first episode was May 12th, 2018. So this is 7 years. Yeah.
That's a long time ago. Who would have thunk it? 7 years. What's the gift for 7-year anniversary? Is it paper, wood, or beer? Because we can get some beer and celebrate.
Every anniversary is beer for you, James.
Oh,
there you go. Yes, sir, Zeus. Yes, sir.
Hey, speaking of beer, on I don't know if I told you all this at Easter. At the Easter, they had a margarita machine, and then they had Dos Equis on tap, like where you pull the thing and then
that's
tap.
Good.
Because we know what tap is, James.
Well, yeah, I just but like
you're not like 5.
He did it with the sound. Hey, Zeus, he did it with the sound effect too. He did the sound effect. You went.
but look, so like I've had Dos Equis in the bottle. I didn't think much of Dos Equis in the bottle, but on tap, it was like a revelation. I was like, "Oh, this is so good."
A lot of beer tastes differently on tap than they do in the bottle or in the can. I mean, I've had Stellar on tap taste a little different than the bottle, and it tastes a little different in the can. It's always what's being poured out of. I mean, Heineken tastes completely different from the bottle than on tap. So it all depends. But all depends on your taste buds too. But I love Sapporo on tap. Awesome. And Peroni.
Here's something y'all may not know about beer or not, especially when it comes to draft and taps and all that stuff. Is if the bar or restaurant doesn't have their taps cleaned regularly,
right?
It's going to affect the taste. I
heard that. Yeah, that and the CO2 has to be right. So with the CO2.
Right, the right mix on the CO2, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
otherwise it tastes like shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the glasses, if the glasses aren't clean right, it'll screw it up too. So there's a lot of reasons why bottles and cans are more consistent than draft. I'll put them over, but the beer gets it right, because I never had an issue with anything on tap there. Never. Everything always stays fresh. The glasses are clean, and they're brick cold too. Man, the glasses are frosted. I mean, come on, can't go wrong.
Man, I wish I could have tried.
Happy anniversary. Yeah, man. You need to. Isn't it one by you, Pedro?
No, not any longer.
No.
A lot of stuff post COVID just crashed out in this area. So
Well, you guys can come down here. I'll kick Shane Douglas out of the garage, and we'll go to World of Beer.
Pedro, what year was it that you started the original?
So
Mania.
Shoot. So try to think how far back I have to go. When I first started doing things that I labeled Markout Mania, might go as far back as 2008 or so. Like
that's all 10 years before, huh?
So yeah, I mean, so I did like various things just for friends and stuff as Markout Mania. I did some versions. There's some early versions on YouTube that might be like 2012-ish or somewhere in there. Josh Ritter and I had a blog version of the Markout Mania in like 2015 through 2017-ish, somewhere in there. So yeah, there's a few reiterations before
the maturation of Markout Mania, folks. The history.
But this is the real version.
This is the real version. Well, I'm sure you had other co-hosts, but they weren't us. So there you go.
Exactly. This is the real version.
You didn't have no guy, like wrestling with a chair and throwing thunder down. Yeah. So
yeah, we didn't have anyone breaking chairs live on the air.
Breaking chairs. Having heart attacks on the show. Yeah, fun times.
I know. I just want to do a shout out to YYH wherever she be, because she had a big hand in this reiteration becoming, because she kept pushing me towards doing it and specifically pushing me towards doing it with both of you. So the show,
double Y, double H.
She had a big hand in all that, in the formation of this reiteration. So, and also the Way Too Real, because we were all making guest appearances on the Way Too Real.
Yeah.
In that time period.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And also, YYH was our guest on our biggest episode ever in terms of
yes, it was.
Yeah, the Fugazi number, yeah. Yeah, with the 60 million Fugazi number views. Yeah, okay. Yeah, how many times you had that shit on repeat?
It's ours. Shut up and leave it alone and move on.
Yeah.
Episode 21 is one of our best ones.
Yeah, it was good because we were talking about the Shaw Brothers, right? That was a good episode.
Kung Fu movies.
Hell yeah, man! Can never go wrong with that. I liked the cereal episode. I thought that was awesome.
When we drafted the cereals.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Zeus cut the promo on me.
The breakfast cereal draft was a good one too.
Yeah, it was good.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. James did not look at the literature at all that we sent him.
Nah.
Because James kept naming shit that came on during the afternoon.
That was my morning.
We were like,
yeah,
so stupid. He-Man came on in the fucking afternoon on the weekday.
I know. I was addicted to He-Man.
Markout Mania Saturday morning 21. That was the Shaw Bros episode. It's at 61,000 and change view. Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
So yeah.
The voice has been watching.
No, we had a crazy number of viewers on that episode from Indonesia for some reason. Indonesia is real big into that episode. But
I like the episode with the did we do the candy episode? That was good too.
Oh yeah, with Melissa from no, she was the toys. She was the toys. Was she the toys or was she the?
I think she was the toys.
Okay,
a couple times though.
Who do we have?
Yeah, she's been on a few times. Was it Angie on the candies? No, Angie would do the New Japan reports, right?
Yeah, Angie was with us like 5 or more times. So we had Professor Casey for a number of times, especially
He
around
was
Halloween
awesome.
time.
He
Yeah.
was awesome. I love Casey.
Meef.
He was good.
Meef. I love
Yeah,
the
me.
episodes with Meef. I think one of my
Meef was great when we could hear him.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite episodes we ever did was with Meef because he just had me laughing my ass off for so long. The episode from 2018 where we talked about Triple Mania from that year when El Fantasma lost his mask is one of my favorites. It's just one of my favorite episodes still is that one. Yeah.
Well, get ready, Triple Mania's gonna happen again. Oh, only this time it's gonna have a WWE flair to it. It's gonna be Triple H in the corner going, "Hit my music." Time to play the game. Oh Lord. But yeah, I love the Candy episode. I thought it was good. All the ones with Casey and the horror movies, that was awesome. Awesome stuff.
Oh, the Wing episode. The Wing episode.
Yeah, man, the Wing episode was good. Yeah, it was a little brutal. Yeah, got violent. Yeah.
Kayusha Queen. She did a few episodes with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we
Jay and Jason.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Jason. Yeah, but B. Brian Bell came on one time, right?
No, he hasn't come on yet.
No,
my friend Don McDonald did.
Yeah, Don. Don. Yeah,
the Don.
That was Don was one.
I have 2 friends. Yeah, only 2 friends in this world.
Only 2.
Yeah, 2 friends and a chicken.
We're not 2 friends.
Oh, so there's so many people around the world right now being like, "What are you talking about?" But
he's got 2 friends and a chicken. But what about the episode with oh man, the one with Zeus and March Madness? We did the tag team. That was that was a few episodes there. Yeah. We were giving people shit because people would.
We never got around to that one this year.
No.
That's a lot of work to do. Yeah,
it's a lot of work. Yeah, none of us
have time.
None of us have time. It's sad.
But I remember specifically.
This year we're gonna do. Masks.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because we can kind of segue that into, the acquisition of AAA.
Oh, here we go.
And how now everyone in the fucking, internet wrestling community has now suddenly become a fucking card carrying member. They've been watching it forever, and they're all eager to tell everybody how WWE is going to ruin the traditional style of lucha libre, and it's just going to ruin it and going to just turn off, Mexican fans to the incredibly global, pertinent, worldwide phenomenon that is lucha libre in 2025.
Well, okay. What do you guys honestly think of the?
I don't know for a fact, but this kind of a thing sounds like it. That AAA really needed the influx of cash,
right?
Because they do have good crowds, but from people that I've talked to, that the tickets are, beyond those first few rows, the tickets are just cheap.
Yeah.
Do they have an international TV deal or no? Or is it just local?
So AAA the past year, this past year was hard on AAA in terms of they lost TV. They lost the TV deal. They had some amount of TV, but they lost their big TV deal, and they weren't doing as great at the gate as they were previous years, right? So yeah, they've had a lot of sort of money issues. So yeah, they probably needed to sell to someone. And I think it needs to be pointed out. There's a reason CMLL is always so constant, and why you never hear about CMLL like being in trouble of going out of business, and it's because they own the buildings that they run. They
Right.
own the buildings, so it's all profit. Like there's no time where they're not making profit. They're always making profit. They don't have to sell out the whole show or whatever to make profit. They will make profit no matter what. So like they just stay in their same arenas and they always make profit. It's like that's their business model, right? You can't really argue against it because look
Right. And they're
how
on
old are
TV
they?
because they're on Univision, right?
Well, but they've been off TV at times as well. Like they've had
Yeah.
years they were off TV, but yeah, they're right now they're more on like a pay-per-view thing on YouTube. You have to pay to watch them live on
Okay.
YouTube. But
I mean, to go back what Zeus was saying, I mean, people think that all of a sudden they're lucha libre experts now.
but
You know?
like look, the Lucha Libre, Bean and I have talked about Lucha Libre fans for a while recently because what the younger fans are into is not what it used to be, right? Because it's just
Right.
changed. The whole thing has changed for so many years.
Yeah, but
Once
that
upon
changed years ago, Pedro, right? It changed years ago with the whole influence of the Japanese wrestler in Mexico and back and forth, and it was
I
changing back
mean,
then.
it's been changing probably for who knows how long, since the 80s probably. But I
Right.
mean, like once upon a time Lucha Libre was very strictly sort of structured. And it wasn't just the 2 out of 3 falls thing. It was like one fall, the first 2 falls one would be like grappling and one would be submissions. And then
Right.
the third fall was like the escalation, right? They pull out bigger moves, blah blah blah. So it used to be much more structured and they were longer sort of deals. And then with TV and everything started becoming a little more ADHD, right?
Yeah, Crash TV.
And then in that 80s, 90s period, you have all the Japanese and Mexican talent going back and forth, right? And they came up with kind of a hybrid style that people, most of our generation thinks of as Lucha Libre because that's what we got introduced to on television.
Right.
Was that sort of hybrid junior heavyweight style. But I mean, it's been changing for a long time. And then at some point, it just became a bunch of hardcore shit. It's been a bunch of hardcore shit for a while. Like, how many independent?
Not just that. It's just kind of lazy.
Yeah, I mean, how many
It
independent
has gotten lazy. Yeah.
shows can you put
just
on? And
so much of that shit is just like punch, kick, punch, kick,
Mhm.
punch, kick. Okay, I'm tired.
Punch kick, rip the mask.
So
Yeah.
I'm tired, so stay down. You know. I mean, it like those La Frontera guys, man. They're just fucking terrible.
Now,
a lot of people
how
are
many of
terrible.
these guys at AAA? Do you see any of the guys at AAA having crossover appeal to American audiences? Like, do you see a few of the guys hopping over to NXT or WWE Raw SmackDown?
I'm curious about Psycho Clown because no one has mentioned a word about him. Is he no longer in AAA? I don't know what the deal is with Psycho Clown. I legit do not know. Have y'all heard anything?
No,
Mm-mm.
Because this could be because I'm in Texas, but like you can go to like an arts sort of festival or fair here in Texas, and you will see Psycho Clown stuff still. Like, and Psycho Clown's not on U.S. television. But
no.
you can see he's still real popular with like the Mexican population, like over here in Texas. I have to assume in other places like California as well. So Psycho Clown probably has some crossover appeal. A lot of people are pointing to Vikingo, but I mean, me personally, I don't care for Vikingo because he kind of sucks in my opinion. He just does a bunch of flip shit, but that might appeal
Any
to
of the
people.
women?
I don't know.
Any of the women, Pedro?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we have to see.
Yeah,
see.
I mean, can they actually, and you put them in the ring in an NXT ring, and like the opponent would be safe. I mean, because they
Oh
wrestle
well,
different style.
yeah. Opponents will be safe, I think, but I mean, just a lot. You know how that stuff goes. Some of them might be crazy. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, if you'd like to know the recent history of Psycho Clown,
Yes.
So on Cage Match, it's got him working in just about 3 weeks ago for Martinez Entertainment.
Oh, in Dallas and Fort Worth,
in
yeah.
Las Vegas.
Oh.
Before that, Diastreto Ultra Violento.
So he's doing indies?
Yeah, Promociones Rosales, Producciones Ave, Corazon de Lucha, Banger Zone Wrestling.
Banger Zone Wrestling.
WXW. So he went to Germany.
Yeah.
So when was the last time he was in AAA?
February.
Oh.
All
right, now
in February. On the 2nd and the 3rd. Then before that, some other places, and then some more in AAA. Gleet, he's in Great or Gleet, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised they didn't pop up in GCW.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about because they're working with, they've worked with WWE recently.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, Pedro. I'm sorry.
He's doing probably, it looks like about a little more than half of his stuff has been independents, and then a little less than half has been AAA.
I wonder what the story is there.
I don't know, but he's taking a lot of dates. I mean, he's working.
But what do you?
Two shows in a day sometimes.
What do you do with the AAA mega champ, Alberto Del Rio?
Yeah, that's the thing everyone wants to know. Like, what are they going to do about that? Because, like, I mean, there's a number of issues. So one, I don't know how much y'all know about the history of Stephanie Vacure in Mexico, but she used to be with I think it was Forastero, one of the Dinamitas, the new. She was with one of them. I can't remember which one. If it was Cuartero or Forastero was one of them. Well, he nearly beat her to death, allegedly.
Right.
He nearly murdered her. So he went to prison for attempted murder, with her, and his brother's family are in AAA, and AAA's been supporting them, and they've all been supportive of the guy who was went to prison for this, and yet now they're owned by WWE, who has Stephanie Vacure. So that's a lot of people are asking those questions. Like, well, what happens with all that? With all the people who are supportive of that family now being in the same network as Stephanie Vacure, like, what happens with all that? I mean, they brought Stephanie Vacure out for one of the announcement things for AAA, and she doesn't really have much history with them. Most of her history has been with CMLL. So yeah, I don't know, like, some of those things. So you say, what do they do with Alberto? People are asking about that. But the problem is, I think he's on a contract with AAA, and they've bought the company. So I mean, you basically buy the contract, don't you? When you buy the, I don't know what they do.
I heard it. I heard the contract ends in October. Is what internet is saying.
Now the WWE is doing a dual pay-per-view on the same day, right? They're doing When Worlds Collide early in the day on the 7th, and then that night they're doing Money in the Bank, right? Both from LA.
I have no idea. I assume
That's a giant undertaking, don't you think?
as long as it's not a giant undertaker.
No, with two PLEs in LA, with one involving two completely different companies, because they're going to have
Okay, let me
TNA
see.
talent on there.
So Worlds Collide is June 7th,
Mm-hmm.
and Money in the Bank is also June 7th. You're right.
Yeah.
They're both from Inglewood, or two different places. One's let's see, one is
Yeah,
the Kia Forum, and one is
the
the
other one's the
Intuit
Intuit
Dome.
Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be a busy day. Brutal. It's a lot.
They got a pay-per-view tonight too.
Yeah. I mean, is it good that WWE is doing this? I don't know, but it's happening.
To go back to what Zeus brought up initially with this about the tradition of lucha libre being destroyed, as we were saying, the traditional lucha libre has been gone for a long time, for decades now, really. And AAA is not traditional lucha libre. Like it one of the reasons it broke off from it was to not be traditional lucha libre. One of the reasons all the people left CMLL to form it was so they could like get away from, say, the 2 out of 3 falls and things like that. They wanted to just do one fall. They wanted to be more like Western wrestling and stuff. So I mean, we all know AAA has been dog shit for a long time. AAA has more years being terrible than they have years being good.
Play my music.
So
yeah,
I mean, like, it's weird to me. Anyone would be like, oh, they can't do this to AAA. Like, but AAA's just been like trash for so long. What does it matter?
The selective outrage I've seen from people who have never said anything about, anything, really lucha libre other than talking about Rey Mysterio or something. It's just stupid. People's outrage is stupid.
It sounds like they just want to feign outrage just to feign outrage.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's
brutal.
Yeah. So, it's like we said. I mean, and I'll freely admit, I have not been able to watch any. I mean, I haven't seen anything where you can easily watch AAA nowadays. We went through the time they got. I think they got thrown off of Twitch, didn't they?
They may have, yeah.
I think they got thrown off of Twitch for blood or whatever, and they didn't care.
I mean, I got introduced to AAA from tape trading. That was the only way I could see it back in the day.
Yeah, but we're talking about recent. We're talking about recent history.
It's just the stuff now. It's not easily accessible to people.
Right.
I think you can watch it. I don't know how long the delay is, but on YouTube they put the episodes out. But I don't know how long the delay is from when they were.
Well, like I'm 99% sure I'm subscribed to AAA, and I never get anything in my feed from them.
Let me look this
Total.
up.
It's almost as bad as MLW.
Let's see. So, let's see. 5 days ago, Mexicali Part 2. Looks like that's a 45-minute episode. The thumbnail has a Pagano. The thing you want associated with your WWE acquisition is Pagano.
Well, there's I'm looking at the one channel, the featured videos. Scarlett Bordeaux debut at Rock All Stars.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh.
And then they've got videos of JBL crashing the Rey de Reyes.
I don't remember There was a thumbnail they had once with Scarlett Bordeaux where they were showing her ass or whatever in the thumbnail. Remember that video got like an insane number of views just strictly off of that thumbnail?
Was that before the fan picked her up and tried to?
Yeah, I think it was before. It was before that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Speaking of Scarlett Bordeaux, did you know that Killer Cross? Oh no, I'm sorry, Karrion Kross.
Yeah. They've got
his T-shirts number 2 selling behind Cena right now. Oh, Zeus, I'm sorry.
Zeus, continue.
I don't know. I'm just saying they're posting stuff. It's just this shit never comes up on my feed.
Okay, James, you were saying Karrion Kross.
No, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. He was on a delay. I don't know if it's my headphones or. I think it was on a delay. I'm sorry. I'm in trouble hearing.
No, you're fine. You're fine. But you're saying Karrion Kross has the number 2 T-shirt right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
About his T-shirts going crazy, and I've actually seen people posting themselves screenshots of them ordering the shirt, like it's out of stock, and people are like, "Oh, I got mine ordered for soon it comes back in stock." And I'm just like, Jesus, what kind of I haven't even seen a trend like this in a long time.
All that stuff he's been doing online, all that shit in social media, all those interviews, and whatever he was supposed. He even said on WWE TV the other was it Raw. They were interviewing him, and he goes, some people call me a killer. And I was like, oh, here we go. So like he was cutting promos good, it's people are loving it now. Because he spoke up,
Or at least he cut a promo like he was standing up.
Yeah, right. And right. He's working it, yeah. I mean it's working for him, so keep doing it, Didn't the whole thing start because he was left off the WrestleMania card in his hometown or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm sorry, Jesus, I couldn't hear you before.
Because we know that Triple H is a Killer Cross guy.
Yeah, he did give him a big push in NXT. Remember, James?
Yeah, then he got hurt.
And
yeah,
then he saved him from the Gladiator thing.
Yes.
Oh, that was absolutely disgusting.
I mean that's so Vince. That was so Vince.
Yeah.
Wear this crap. Okay. How about no?
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with my headphones? I can't hear anything.
Zeus was mumbling because of the lightning bolts were in his mouth. It's fine.
No, it was like I was on a delay before. Everything was like slowed down. I was like, what?
No. What are you talking about, James? No, what were we talking about? Triple A, yeah. It seems like you have to watch your stuff on YouTube if right now.
I mean, I remember watching that and CML on Univision, but now, I didn't even know when it's on.
I mean, so here in Texas, sometime in the late 80s, it would CML would show up. That's how I first saw Lucha Libre, was on Mexican TV here in like the Houston area. But it was never consistently, like it wasn't on every week. It would be like every other week or something sometimes. But
that like was ECW back in the day.
Yeah, I mean it was, and it would be at different times. That was another thing, but
I'd like to say something else too. About Cross is if who knows how they're gonna book things and whatnot moving forward in AAA, but he's got history there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, they could send him down there some to have
him dethrone Alberto.
The they called him the Devil of Monterey.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
But I mean, it once again, it just kind of goes back to people are like, oh, well, this, oh, you're contaminating the purity of lucha libre.
I mean,
Contaminating the purity. Oh my God!
There's been no purity for a long time, though. That's the thing.
Then here's something else. Like you were talking about how they, when they let Dakota go, and then like some of these journalists, they're like, oh man, they had record profits. It's like this evil company. I'm like, man, you can't have but so many people on the bench.
Yeah, there's only so many hours in the TV show that you can
gotta
work
have a
with.
starting rotation.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't see these assholes talking about their favorite fucking sports team. Oh, they let this guy go. They let people go all the fucking time. People get let go, and Dakota Kai's not gonna fuck you because you said something nice about her on Twitter. Okay, it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I agree, Zeus. I agree.
Zeus actually has mentioned it for a while. Zeus mentioned it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, 2023. Zeus, you had brought up that this was coming. That there's only so many people that they can have, and everyone like the WWE and AEW were just being packed with like a gazillion people, and it was like, well, but you only have so many people you can have on television. So Zeus has been saying this for a while that these things. And yeah, it's just going to keep happening, especially with the WWE. They got the problem; they got to make space for new people.
Yep, especially with working relationships with TNA and now AAA. Yeah, it's a wrap.
They're talking about they're going to do another draft this year.
Oh wow!
And so maybe they're gonna do another brand split.
Right.
Because honestly, that would help free up more time for all of this talent. Because you wouldn't have to have, Cody and John Cena and all the top guys on the main event of both shows every week.
Right.
I mean that'll just
now they have enough people to do a legitimate brand. Zeus, I think you're right. Now they have enough people to have a legitimate brand split. They have the people to do it now, where they don't need to dip from one show to the other. They can have their own separate roster. I mean, they have enough people.
Yeah. There's plenty of things to make it work, and they're looking for a writer producer. I should.
Zeus, go! Throw your hat in the ring. Shit. So that's Zeus. Don't you know that? He booked the shit out of this thing.
You've used my ideas before.
Yeah.
Be nice to get paid for them.
You already made a U-boat captain, you fuckers.
Speaking of the U-boat captain, Gunther has a heck of a match tonight on Backlash.
You know what, Pedro? You know what, Pedro? Hold on, Pedro.
Yes.
Don't sleep. Don't sleep. That might be the most entertaining match on the entire card.
Yeah. I mean, Pat
because
McAfee
everybody
did pretty well.
Right, and you do it a little like this. Everybody who hates McAfee wants to see Gunther chop the shit out of him. Right? So it could be very entertaining.
I think everybody wants to see Gunther chop the hell out of somebody.
Yeah. So I think it'd be very entertaining.
So I have the card open tonight. Backlash is from, where is this? St. Louis, Missouri, the Enterprise Center. Let's see, you've got Dominic Mysterio defends the Intercontinental title against Penta. You got Jacob Fatu defending the U.S. title in a fatal four-way match against LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. The Pat McAfee versus Gunther. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title. And the main event is John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE title.
He whipped Randy Orton yesterday at a promo on SmackDown. That was brutal. They're getting, I know they're friends. I know they've been friends for like 30 years or whatever, how long it is. But I mean, they're saying some shit that's personal. You know, they're really getting into it. You know?
But James, who better than friends than to shit talk each other? I mean,
Exactly. Just like us.
I guess. But he was like, you went AWOL because you couldn't cut it in the army, and you're doing the bare minimum to work you work twice a week, maybe if you're healthy, or if you didn't feign another injury. I mean, they're really. I'm like, holy shit, you know.
And there's
I'm like, okay.
I mean, if Randy wants to get back at him, just talk about how stupid he looked needing a fucking rapper with a busted up fucking replica belt to come out and help him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should, right? That belt was bigger than Travis Scott. Idiot.
Apparently, he's showing up at the performance center to get trained.
Who?
Travis Scott.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's what I read.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh Lord! They cut Dakota Kai, but let's sign Travis Scott.
What? Hey, look. Let me say something about Dakota Kai. I like Dakota Kai a lot.
I'm just making it. I'm just using her because it was the topic.
I know everyone, but everyone keeps going to her. But like in the whole discussion about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more upset they got rid of Cora Jade. I thought she's young. She's like 23.
But both her and Cora Jade have the same issue, and is that
they're with the fucking ACL twice for Cora Jade.
And like they got to make space for people. So Cora Jade, if Cora Jade has an injury-free run in TNA or AEW or something like that, then she probably can come back. But like Dakota Kai has a too proven a history of injuries. Like, I mean.
Yeah, but Zeus made a good point because it was like the IWC was saying that, she was cut because of her age. I'm like, oh, stop.
They're saying a lot of stuff. I mean, Meltzer was alluding that potentially it was for some other reasons, political reasons, and it's like it said many have stated the WWE has cut a very large number of openly gay women over the past several cuts, including Sonya Deville, Tegan Knox, Dakota Kai, Baszler, and several others. It was enough that Tony Storm on Collision said, "I'm queer and I'm here," which seemed a response to the cuts. But I don't think the timing is a little off there. I think she said that before these cuts happened, and
she's been leaning into this gimmick for the past year. So come on.
But like all these people who they're mentioning here, Sonya Deville, she had transitioned out of being an active wrestler. She was just like a manager.
Yeah.
They didn't really have much. Yeah. Tegan Knox, super injury prone, like crazy.
She gets hurt. Yeah, she hurt her back sneezing. Come on.
Dakota Kai, injury prone. Shayna Baszler, not injury prone, but like what are they going to do with her? They need to make space. Like,
and she can't.
She wasn't connecting. Exactly.
WWE fans.
Right.
So I mean, it's all.
It's amazing she had that NXT run, Pedro. I mean, it's amazing she had that kind of run.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you look at her now and she's like, but like, wow, nothing.
But I mean, some of that was just, I mean, they had her like be like to bite a chunk out of Becky Lynch's neck.
That was horrible. That was horrible. I remember that. That was horrible.
Hey, James, in case you're wondering, so the ticket sales tonight for Backlash, the total number of seats they have on the map is 17,373.
Okay.
The setup is 16,951, which is pretty close.
Which is close, yeah. That big fucking screen takes up a lot of space, yeah.
Yeah, and then they've sold 16,368 seats with only 583 seats available, and they sold like 400 seats in 401 seats in the last day.
Oh, so you're gonna get some walk-ups then? Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
they're conceivably right there at a.
Yeah. They're right there. Yeah. It'll start. Yeah. It'll be sold out by the time it goes to air. Yeah. Because you got to figure walk-ups, like the people who wait for the absolute last minute, because to get them a deal, or if they give them away,
But
So
could they sell out Arena Mexico? No, only AEW can.
But even that, I don't know, Pedro. I don't think AEW can sell out of Toys R Us. Oh
No, they did sell out Arena Mexico for the.
now hold on. Now let's be real here. Is it AEW selling out Arena Mexico, or is it CMLL selling out Arena
I mean,
Mexico?
it's the combination.
Yeah.
It's the combination.
I mean, yeah. They can't get 4,000 for a Dynamite. I don't see them selling out a lot of places.
They
Although
2,000.
Yeah.
But that Enigma, Zeus, it's an enigma because they can barely get 2,000 for Dynamite, but they'll sell out their pay-per-view 12,000, 10,000, 15,000. I don't understand that.
Weren't they in a Masonic Lodge this week?
I don't know where they were.
Or something?
There's some theater-looking thing.
Okay.
I'm afraid to ask. What was it, 4,000 set up and they barely hit that?
No, I think it was actually like, I don't know how much the setup was, but I believe it was like 2,000.
2,000, yeah. Oh, hey Zeus, how much is the Backlash ticket going for tonight?
Let's see.
Let's see how many times I got to mortgage my house if I want to go.
Okay, so if we go back to the Masonic Temple Theater in Detroit, Michigan, it's set up for 2,400 people. They sold 1,916 tickets before the event.
They can't even get 2,000.
Right. Because Speedball Bailey versus Drilistico was.
Oh, that was for Collision. Yeah.
It's even worse. It shouldn't have been on TV at all. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. I can't find it.
Okay.
A double or
you assume it's got to be 200 for a shitty ticket, right? 150?
Yeah, probably.
150 for a shitty ticket?
Yeah, double or nothing is 5,700 out of 6,500 so far.
Yeah.
Less than 3 weeks to go.
Let me see.
They should hit that, right? I mean,
TNA is having a Slammiversary on July 20th. This the setup is 4,101. So far, they've sold 2,765.
And that's July 20th.
Yeah.
I said Lisa Fox showed up on TNA on Thursday. She's back.
I mean, they should probably get maybe 3,200 by the time it's.
I wonder how those people feel.
TNA fans.
How the talent.
They're insane. So yeah.
Damn, Zeus. Damn. No, how did they feel? They're in Orlando, Florida, in the TNA studio, and it's dim, dingy, barely 1,000 people. And then in the same town, you go across the NXT, and the place is like on fire. I mean, the guys must be like, "Boy, I can't wait." I mean, I'm sure Jordan Grace is happy.
Oh yeah, Jordan's happy. Josh Henry's about to be real happy.
Oh, I want to ask you, James.
Yeah.
I saw so much discourse this week. I didn't see it, but I just saw tons of discourse this week about Julia versus Jordan Grace. Because they were saying that Jordan Grace dropped her on her head a number of times.
Twice.
Blah, blah. And
Twice.
And they're like, oh, people were like, she's not a safe worker. She's not a this. And the other people were like, oh, Julia takes those bumps all the time. She's fine, blah, blah. I didn't see any of it, so I don't know.
Okay, I saw the whole match. It wasn't malicious. It was the move. One of the moves when she dropped on her head was actually done too right. It looked too good, and it it just
It
dropped on the
fooled
head.
people, right?
Huh?
Did it fool
Yeah,
people or?
yeah, fooled people because it looked too good. The other one, it was a legit slip, but it still looked good. But it was a slip. Now, the way Julia was working that match, as because she's the heel. If she was pissed at Jordan for dropping her head, trust me when I say she got Jordan back, it was within the next 5 minutes. Because she gave Jordan an elbow to the jaw, I thought her teeth were gonna fly out. So there was her receipt right then and there. So it was hard hitting, and I have to say this, Pedro. Julia as a heel, 10 times better than that babyface shit that we got. The crowd is really into her as a heel, and the braids are back. It looks awesome.
The braids.
Yeah, so it looks good. It's good how they did it. I enjoyed the match. I thought the match was good. And yeah, Jordan Grace is a beast. She's like, yeah, she has a little Nia Jax syndrome. She can hurt you, if you're not careful. But they were going at it just fine. Like I said, on that drop on the head, Julia got her instant receipt. So she gave an elbow to fucking Jordan Grace's chin. I thought her teeth were gonna come out. I mean, her whole bottom lip just shifted one way. It's like, damn. Wow. Yeah, you hit her hard. So, and Jordan took it like a professional. I fucked up. I dropped on her head. That was a payback. I'm good.
Remember, there was a match with Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, where Braun Strowman accidentally potatoed Brock Lesnar, and he knew Brock Lesnar was going to get him back, and he just took it because he
took it. Yeah, he took it.
And Brock Lesnar gave it to him. He definitely gave it to him.
Yeah, he knocked it. Actually, knocked him a little silly. It's like he had googly eyes for a second. But yeah, I mean, it looked. I mean, it was fine. Because it wasn't done maliciously. It was fine.
Okay, there's another match I want to ask you about, James.
Sure.
Because it's another match I seen a ton of stuff on online, but it wasn't about the quality of the match. It wasn't about any bumps or anything like that. Roxanne Perez versus Io Shirai from Raw. I have never seen people so thirsty for a woman's backside like they were for Roxanne Perez after this match. I didn't see it, so I don't know, but I just saw a gazillion clips.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say this. Whoever paid the cameraman that night on Raw, good job.
CMLL cameraman.
Yeah, because he was zooming in on Roxanne's ass, I was into the match, but I get why everybody was saying that, because it was like Roxanne's ass was all over your TV screen. It was fine.
That was fine. It was.
Yeah, people are thirsty. Can't you just enjoy the match? No, they're gonna be hard up. Yeah. That's okay. It was a fun match.
Did y'all know that
I'm sorry, Pedro, but you have to start. I mean, you have to start putting Roxanne over a little bit. You're gonna keep bringing her up to Raw. I mean, you can't lose every match here because it's just not viable.
I know. I don't know.
I mean, Tommy Dreamer lost every match to Raven for 3 years. So.
Yeah, but that was it. But that was built on the strength of that story, those right. I mean, it was all about Dreamer and Raven. So after a while, you wanted Dreamer to keep losing because it was like a little streak. It was a streak in reverse.
Tommy, the only person so unselfish. I don't want to win anything ever. Well,
yeah.
Alrighty then.
Here's the belt.
Like, we need you to beat Taz. What?
Yeah.
New Japan had a show last night in California.
Ugh, yeah, I saw a little bit of the
It was.
result.
It doesn't sound. You don't sound so happy, Zeus. What happened?
Oh God! Fucking Good Brothers and fucking Young Bucks teamed up together to wrestle.
Wait a minute. The Good Brothers are back in New Japan?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you believe that horse shit?
Oh.
After what Carl Anderson did, this is how damn bad New Japan is right now. They're letting fucking Carl Anderson and fucking Luke Gallows come back and, and act like that nothing fucking happened.
You want to talk about hard up. There you go. Jesus.
They're hard up, down bad, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
They're desperate.
Yeah.
What about the IWGP World Title match? Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. went to a double pinfall draw.
What the fuck is a double pinfall draw? What, did they fall out?
I didn't see that. I didn't see it, but they pinned each other apparently.
They both pin each other at the time limit. 1, 2, ding, 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 ding. Time expired.
No, time didn't expire. It just says double pinfall draw. So I'm assuming they both pinned each other and they ruled it a draw.
How you get 4 fucking shoulders on the mat at the same fucking time?
Let me see if I can find a clip of the finish. Sometimes I can.
That doesn't even sound right.
I will say this: the main event, that wasn't the main event of that show, by the way. The main event was Mercedes Moné defending the New Japan Strong Women's title in a 3-way match against Mina Shirakawa and Azumi. And you know what the result was?
Yeah, Azumi won by pinning the other chick.
Azumi pinned Mina Shirakawa to win the title. So Mercedes dropped one of her titles, but not by being pinned. So she didn't use the pin.
Well, they got to protect her.
Yeah.
Tony Khan's like, she can't get pinned. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. She's Hulk Hogan it. Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me, sister.
That's right.
Let's see.
Not to mention, we had Becky Lynch calling her out on her fucking... Said Bailey's
was
her best friend
awesome.
$100 a month.
That was awesome.
That was funny as fuck.
That
was awesome. It was awesome.
Was funny as fuck. She doesn't even know it's not even really her. Oh my god, that's so great, man. I just died laughing.
I love Becky Lynch. That was awesome. She don't care.
I did not know that the Best of the Super Juniors had started. I didn't even know who was in it.
That's how out of touch we are with New Japan. That's a testament to how bad it is. Because we used to be all over the Super J's.
What were you saying, Zeus?
It's probably the same fucking people that were in it last year.
Oh, well, you know who was in it? And they defeated Show in the Block B match? AEW's Nick Wayne.
Oh.
That teenager, that teenage kid or whatever. Or how old?
Crickets.
I have
no idea. He's not Brett Wayne Sawyer's little kid or something.
No. That's Mama Wayne's son, right, Pedro?
Yeah, he's Mama Wayne's son.
But what was that thing that Zeus posted in our chat? Yeah, Zach Gowen in there. He's back.
Yeah. Zach Gowen.
They brought back Zach Gowen to job for fucking Ricochet.
My God.
Let me set this up for you guys. Okay. Okay. Let me set this up for you guys. So Ricochet wrestled Angelico on Collision. They had Collision on Thursday this week. I don't know why. I don't know if it's for a sports reason or what, some scheduling reason that they had to move it, but
the NBA playoffs.
Oh, okay. So there you go. People, there was actually a surprising amount of excitement with the AEW fans about this match before it happened because they hadn't seen Angelico. He hadn't been on AEW television in like more than a year or something. So people were like, surprisingly, these goofballs were just super excited about it. They're like, oh my God, I loved him in TH2 and blah, 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 and all this kind of
Double Y, double H.
And they were like, oh, Lucha Underground vibes. So I watched a good portion of this match. It was really terrible. I'm not trying to be mean, but it was really terrible. It was kind of like a dance. It was like they were kind of doing this dance routine. Everything was real soft and just kind of like, like, you know, just like,
do
well,
that
just
again.
like,
Do that again,
But it was like they did very sort of dainty sort of, you know, moves and just kind of like a very dancer like knee to the face. And then like, you know, kind of an exaggerated like fainting reaction. And then another dancing motion, another knee. Like back and forth. It was really goofy. And then the post match, they do this whole thing with Zach going. What Zeus was saying, the one-legged guy from forever ago, and the weirdest thing is that going looked like a Titan next to Ricochet. Ricochet looked so tiny next to this one-legged dude. Do you remember how skinny and frail Zach Gowen
was?
Back in the WWE? And I was like, wait, that dude is like towering over Ricochet.
They used his prosthetic leg in the match. Remember that?
Yeah, Ricochet took his prosthetic leg away from him and stuff.
Yeah. I have a feeling they're doing that because the TLC match from actually 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, Montez Ford took a prosthetic leg from somebody in the crowd.
Oh, that's right.
And fucking hit Johnny Gargano with it.
But best of the Super Juniors, Nick Wayne defeated Show. Dragon Dia. I don't know who Dragon Dia is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who this is. Defeated Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Kosei Fujita defeated Francesco Akira. Hiromu defeated Kushida, and Desperado defeated Titan. So that's your opening super best of the Super Juniors stuff. Same old.
I remember when that was such a big deal.
You remember when New Japan anything was a big deal.
Yeah. Didn't we used to get excited for the G1, right? When we all got excited for it, we were like, oh, you're like the brackets of your pick. Now I was like, well, no, thank you.
G1 can't find is G spot anymore. It's just it's
sorry. Brutal. You're no good. Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. It's the fucking New Japan. I feel bad for them.
Well, I mean, like we said, many times before, they did not prepare for this.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So.
No.
They didn't prepare for this, and then they dumped it off on poor Tanahashi, and now people, stupid fans are going to look on him unfavorably in the future. Oh, he's a great champion, but he didn't know how to run a company.
That's.
I mean, it doesn't even feel like he's running the company.
Perception is reality, man.
He's not. I mean, it's Bushi Road. I mean, they're just doing whatever Bushi Road.
I think he's just the fall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way of putting it.
They thought have a sympathetic, popular face as the guy, and while they become AEW's version of NXT Japan.
Horrible. I mean, as long as Naito don't show up anyway, he should stay in Japan. They go on a farewell tour, sign autographs, take pictures, and call it a day.
I heard he's going to get another surgery on his eyes. I thought the last time he got a surgery, he said he couldn't have any more surgeries. So how they come up with another one?
I don't know, Pedro. I don't know. That's all we need is a one-eye, one-knee fucking Naito showing up on Raw. Brutal.
They're gonna have to put in some sound effects to cover up his fucking knee squeaking.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
To what Zeus was saying about New Japan didn't prepare for this. In contrast, so Stardom recently had the big All Star Queendom show, and it was the last show for Tam Nakano. It was the last show for Mayu Iwatani with Stardom. They lost Thekla. It was her last show. They lost Mina Shirakawa a little bit before that. Micah's isn't gone for good, but she's gonna be gone for the rest of the year. So they lost a bunch of talent, and it doesn't feel like a big deal because they had so many. The roster was so deep with people ready to fill up the main event with these people gone. It's like they're constantly prepared. Stardom has like been constantly prepared.
Yeah, because they're taking in 14-year-olds.
Well, yeah, I mean that's been their model from the beginning. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have a well-polished, 18-year-old. That's all they've been fucking doing.
At 18, they're a veteran.
Shit, they can't read shit, and they don't know what money is.
I mean,
they know how to wrestle.
So like Azumi, who won the strong title last night, right? She's been wrestling since she was like 10 or 11. I mean, she has. It's just she's been wrestling for forever.
Well, they knew they were going to lose Mina Shirakawa for a while. I mean, the writing was on the wall for a while.
Now, let me tell you guys something interesting. So Mayu Iwatani left. She dropped the IWGP title to Shuri, and she left, and she went to Marigold. And usually, since I'm subscribed to Stardom World, usually it takes like a month for the pay-per-views to appear on Stardom World. As soon as Mayu was on Marigold this past weekend, she was in their Sunday show. She wrestled Nanae Takahashi. Her first appearance in Marigold. Guess what? Popped the next day. All-Star Queendom, the last show she was on, the last pay-per-view, which was just a week before, is suddenly now on the Stardom World. I never seen such a fast turnaround.
Yeah, you're trying to milk it.
Yeah, they're like, they're like, look, watch her lose.
Trying to milk it.
That's some Monday Night War stuff right there.
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah. She's just talking the time right now, so they're milking it. Yeah, they're milking for everything they got. Yeah, Mayu. She needs to show up in WWE.
No.
Have the three-way. Just do it. It'll be awesome, Zeus. Come on.
Yeah.
We get the Triad Black Lotus reunion. Come on, man. It'd be hot.
Nobody gets that reference.
Yeah,
I know.
That's the problem, James. People aren't going to know who she is, like in the WWE.
I know.
They're going to be like, "Oh, who is this skinny girl?" Like they're not going to know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when I saw her Ring of Honor, I mean, people knew who she were.
Because that's
Ring of Honor.
It's that audience.
Yeah. I know, but it's not like
the same audience.
How many people were at that show? 1,000?
Yeah, like 4. Yeah, if that. Yeah, about 1,000. It was an AEW special.
But that's the thing is, because also, I was talking to my coworker about this. Remember they used to have the working agreement, Ring of Honor, New Japan, and CMLL.
Yeah.
So you got to see people regularly, and the only thing that's left of that is the, Fantastica Mania.
Yeah. That's true.
So,
I know. It's just, and I have one Lucha Underground fantasy fulfilled. I mean, WWE's buying up everything. Why not buy the trademarks? Do it one time. Fuck it.
Well, you never know, because people are saying that Jeff Cobb is listed as a SmackDown wrestler.
But he said he's retired, right?
Right, and he's saying he's retired on. So who knows?
It's the Monster Matanza.
It could be. You never know.
That'd be hot.
who knows what you'd have to do with all that weird stuff, between the MGM and whatnot, because they haven't been, they haven't been real strict on, Mil Muertes.
Right.
I mean, he kind of had to become King Muertes, but
yeah.
He's back to being Messias now. He's back to being El Messias.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
I thought he owned the Mil Muertes IP. No.
No. He just refused to stop using it.
That's hot. Fuck you. I'm using it.
Yeah. Man, copyright laws do not travel well in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hot.
The Mexican
good for him.
keeps out international copyright law.
Yeah.
Because remember, when we would watch those AAA pay-per-views, a lot of people's entrance music would be muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like, fuck it, I'm still gonna come out to Eye of the Tiger or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
But that we can't play it on the damn
on air. Yeah.
On the broadcast.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Play my music. Oh, please.
What is Vampiro's music?
I have no idea.
I have no idea anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. He was using the same one in Lucha Underground. Then he used it in AAA for a while. Then he changed it altogether, and then I don't know what it is. I lost it. I was like, okay, I have no clue what this shit is. Yeah. So I have no idea. As long as we don't get any more of that, I'll be happy. But boys, I can't front. That was a good time watching that show, right?
Oh yeah, we love the show.
Yeah,
that show in the moment. That show in the moment was amazing.
Yeah, it was great,
and it really shows you like how bad, how badly it's needed that somebody does something with some more, more editing.
Yeah. Can you imagine WWE production in a AAA show? I mean, it might work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wrestling that would benefit from being edited. I think. Yeah. I mean, I really think this may sound crazy. I think AEW, if it was edited to like a 1 hour show, like they have their show and then they edited it to some, you would have to have good producers and editors now.
Yeah.
But
you'd have to have somebody running the matches like Chavo did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you could potentially make something watchable out of it.
But the only thing, to me at least, because I'm not a big AEW fan, but to me, the only thing worth watching is Toni Storm. She's hysterical.
She's the best character they have because she's leaning in to being a character. And she has the freedom to kind of do whatever because nobody that's left there knows how to direct anybody to do any kind of fucking promos because.
And they're on MASH too, so
Arn's gone. What's his name? Eddie. What's his name?
I don't know.
Eddie that used to be in damn.
Who is it by Eddie Kingston? Eddie Kingston?
Yeah. He was obviously never helping people with their promos.
No.
Or nobody's listening to him.
Isn't Dustin Rhodes helping people with their promos now?
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you?
Because he's doing like more of a coaching thing backstage, isn't he?
Helping Toni Storm.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else can cut a promo worth the crap in there.
No.
Otherwise, we'd see it. Because if somebody cut a good promo in there other than her, every AEW fan would be like, see, we can cut promos.
Yeah, but they're not even letting people who can cut a promo. Like I haven't heard a Bobby Lashley promo yet in AEW.
Have you heard of Bobby Lashley promo any fucking where?
But it wasn't Zeus. It was workable. It wasn't bad.
It's not
I
bad.
mean, come on.
It ain't nothing.
We've heard a lot worse, right, Pedro? We've heard a lot worse.
I think there's
No,
a reason.
but we've heard a lot worse. Come on.
I think there's a reason that they paired him with MVP both in the WWE and AEW because MVP could cut the promo.
I mean, Bobby Lashley doesn't have to go on a long-winded 20-minute promo. He's not John Cena, but just get the point across in 3 words, 4 words, sentence, and fuck somebody up.
4 words.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Bang. Yeah, I heard you.
Still be in WWE.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
I mean fucking Ricochet. They're swearing by Ricochet's promo now. Why?
Yeah, they love Ricochet's promos. I will say this: it's weird. Like Bobby Lashley he got over, especially that that last WWE title run he had. He was getting over. And the whole Hurt Business thing was kind of over, but it did kind of feel like it was one of those cases that we were talking about earlier, where it's not so much that he was injury prone, but like, well, he's on the older side, and we need to make space. So and it's probably like we can always bring him back in the future. He can always do a thing in the future.
But that man being 45 is not a normal 45. That man's he's a specimen.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal.
Right. Yeah.
Age doesn't matter to him.
I'm still flabbergasted with. I mean, I shouldn't be, but how AEW has handled this. They brought him in. They had him go over Swerve, who they was the world champion recently and all this stuff. So they brought him in, had him go over Swerve, and the next thing they do is they just put him in the tag team scene and he just gone, basically. He just forgotten. That's bizarre to me. Like, you have Bobby Lashley, and you had him go over your former recent world champion, and then just push him to the side. Like, what was the point? I don't get it. Like,
that's AEW booking for you, Pedro. That's why we need Zeus to book these shows.
Not AEW. Right. Oh my God.
Yeah, because AEW needs it. AEW needs it, Pedro. AEW needs it. So if Zeus would go in, he could transform AEW to something watchable.
James, listen to me. I want you to listen to me. Listen to me very, very good. I love both you and Zeus, and I would not wish such ill fortune on Zeus that I would have him in such a situation that would shorten his life, probably.
James, if they won't listen to fucking Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson.
Yeah, you're right. I know, you're right.
No hope.
Yeah. But they had 2 of the best, and they just... I mean, it's a shame that Tully Blanchard cut the best promo of the year for your company.
Yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen.
That was a fucking outstanding fucking promo to cut beside that fucking moron.
Yeah, that guy.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he's just he's just like, I'm getting you over. This is it, man. I'm giving you the best shit I've said in years, and you're just standing there looking at
he dropped the ball
like it's a fucking baboon. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He shit the bed, Zeus. He shit the bed.
Oh god,
Sully handed him gold, and he shit the bed.
He's fucking. He's fucking. Damn, Johnny Depp's ex-wife. He's an Amber.
Oh no! I wasn't expecting that reference.
You don't know what that reference is referring to.
No, I knew the reference. I said I wasn't expecting that reference. Like I wasn't expecting it to drop on here like an Amber Turd.
Dropped on the bed.
Yeah, he did an Amber Heard.
Did an Amber Turd. Yeah.
Did an Amber Turd. Yeah, Pedro, I agree with you, Pedro. They had him. You bring him in. He goes over your former world champion, recent world champion, and then you just stick him in a tag team on the side. So he basically left WWE to do pretty much the same thing he was doing, but for more money, and just be pushed to the side.
So let me. I'm going to use a reference that I'm going to have to explain a little bit, but you'll understand. So I used to participate in something they called e-wrestling, and so you'd create a character for someone. So you'd have like a fed head who would run like the promotion, the quote unquote promotion. People would make up their characters.
Keep talking. I'll be here. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
People make up their characters, blah blah blah, and the people would book. They judge who had the best promo or this and that and things like that. And they decide who wins and stuff. Kind of like it's an RPG, but I didn't know it at the time that I was participating in an RPG. When someone explained to me I was participating in an RPG, I was like, "What? I never did that shit before." I was like, "What the fuck you talking about? I don't do that shit." And they're like, "You've been doing it for a few years." I was like, "I had no idea." Anyways. So there were issues that came up sometimes in the e-wrestling scene where someone would like get over, right? And they get real popular with everyone in the participating in the game, and they would have to wait, like a long time before they could get to the world title because they had all these things scheduled already, right? They had all these plans scheduled, blah blah blah. And they're like, "Oh, we can't. We got to wait till we get to this, till we get then." So then when they finally get that person to the world title, maybe they're not as popular as they were, months or a year before that. Some of this stuff we're talking about with AEW makes me think of e-wrestling. It feels a lot like someone who did e-wrestling is booking this thing. And it's just like, well, we got to bring him in hot, but then we got to put him to the side because he's not in line for our big plans. Is what it comes off to me like. Is a lot of things in AEW come off to me like e-wrestling sort of booking.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
A kid with a bunch of
what's an RPG? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's funny. Well, at least we don't have to worry about AEW tonight because Pedro, there is a pay-per-view tonight. Oh no, I'm sorry, a PLE tonight, isn't there?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, James.
Oh yeah, that's right, we did. Oh, there was my sometimes. I forgot.
We talked about it earlier, boss.
I can't even remember shit that happened an hour ago. What the hell?
So the NWA is they're running a constant stream on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, this thing's been going on since last night. At least.
What is it showing?
Let me look this up.
It's sorry. It's yeah, it started 12 hours ago. It's a hype for the Crockett Cup next week.
Oh, okay. That's the one when Natalia's going to be on that show, right?
Yeah, she's challenging for the women's world title.
Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah. NWA Power Play, Crockett Cup 2024. 54 people are watching.
Who's the top teams in the Crockett Cup this year?
Probably the same ones as last year.
Anybody we recognize, or is it just
XYZ? No.
Kerry Morton, Ricky Morton's son, and his partner.
Oh, Baby Cock. Okay.
Let's see. Let me look it up here.
Let's see.
Yeah, so God, they just had their 5th Hard Times pay-per-view. So Rhino is going to face Tom Latimer for the world title.
Oh.
Kenzie Page defends the NWA Women's title against Natalia. There's a women's tag team match. Jay Bradley versus Wrecking Ball Legursky in a chain match.
I have no idea who you're talking about, Zeus.
Yeah, no either. Thrillbilly Silas Mason versus Hammerstone.
Thrillbilly's still there?
James J. Bradley was Ryan Braddock in the WWE.
WWE, okay. remember
Natalia
Ryan Braddock.
Markova facing Kylie Page.
I know it's kind of weird. 2 pages facing 2 Natalias.
Huh. Yeah,
It tells Vince you to change the name. You can't be Natalia. There's already 9 of
them. Yeah. And then there's Carson Bartholomew Drake, the TV champion, against Brian Idol, and then the Crockett Cup final. They're not even having.
Yeah, they're not even having the tournament.
Multiple matches.
Wait a minute. What happened to the tournament?
They've been holding the matches already now.
What?
Yeah.
So it's just the final. How can you have a show about the Crockett Cup?
That's weak. That's weak.
How can you have a thing about the Crockett Cup and not have like tag team matches all over the?
How do you not have the tournament itself? Every Crockett Cup has been a tournament, even though when that Zeus went to was a tournament. Right, Zeus? The show you went to was a tournament, right?
Yeah.
So how can they?
At Hard Times 5, they had a 4-way tag team match to determine the number 2 seed. That's weird.
What?
That's weak. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's weak. Fucking Billy Corrigan, you're no good.
So the
that's weak.
Joe Kazana. Do you remember Joe Kazana, the enhancement guy? He was short, black hair, had a mustache. He got kicked like all the time on Georgia. Well, his sons wrestle now. Apparently they're the NWA US Tag Team Champions, or they were.
Horrible.
They got beat by Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor.
Okay, let's see.
I'll protest this show. I wouldn't pay. I'm like, how you gonna have to call it the Crockett Cup if there's no fucking tournament?
Oh, and they had the the Jax Dane Memorial Finals.
Shit, I make my have
beat some guy named Frank. Michael.
Shit, I have the beer guy and the popcorn guy fight off to see who wrestles the tag team champ. Do something.
The beer guy and the.
That's brutal.
I'm trying to find.
Where's this being held, Zeus?
The 2300 Arena in Philadelphia.
Oh my God, sacrilege!
So it says, let's see.
I think they are having the tournament still. The 16 teams, one action-filled event, Crockett Cup, May 17th in Philadelphia.
So they might be having all of the tag team matches on like YouTube, and then the pay-per-view will have the final.
Oh,
is what I'm thinking, because there's 8 matches on the card here. And it's just, like I said, it's just the Crockett Cup final. So maybe they're going to have the rest of the matches on YouTube.
Yeah, for free, and then you just go over the pay-per-view for the last one. I mean, I would hope so, because you can't call yourself the Crockett tournament and not have a tournament. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
So
not my world, it is.
Do we think that Rhino's going to win the belt? He's going to be in like his backyard. In the ECW arena.
But look at this. It says Saturday, May 17th, the National Wrestling Alliance makes a triumphant return to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia for the 2025 NWA Crockett Cup. Who will take home the cup? 16 teams will compete in a historic tag team tournament. And then it says NWA's World Heavyweight Champion Tom Latimer defends the gold against Man Beast Rhino. Living legend and WWE superstar Natalya steps into blah blah blah, blah blah blah. So yeah, it makes it sound like the tournament is happening on the actual show. But it's weird because they don't list it on like the thing, like the tournament is happening. So it's weird.
So last year, it's saying that the tournament took place over between May 18th, that aired June 18th, June 25th, July 2nd, July 9th, and July 16th.
Huh. I'm confused.
And Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor beat the Immortals Kratos and Odinson to win the Crockett Cup last year.
They need a definitive thing listed here about the tournament.
Oh. That's what happens when you let a former rock star run a wrestling business.
Here's how the brackets laid down. So the first round for this thing happened in April 12th and 13th. They had the opening round.
Oh.
On Power. April 12th and 13th.
Total.
Right. And then on May 18th, a whole month and something later, they had the quarterfinals and the semifinals and the Crockett Cup.
Well, they're just messing this up.
1, 2, 3. They had the last 3 matches.
You say a month later?
Yes, over a month later, from the 13th of April to May 18th.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. Who? We thought AEW was bad booking. Jesus.
But like, I'm looking at the recent results for the NWA on Cage Match.
Yeah.
It doesn't show any of the tournament having taken place.
Mr. Youssef, how are you?
Hey, welcome in, Youssef. How are you doing? Welcome in.
I don't understand this. Why would you do that? I mean, I understand you want to milk your I understand you want to milk your company's biggest show, but that's not exactly doing it right. That's not good. I mean, if I'm buying a ticket to the Crockett Cup, I expect to see a tournament. But that's just me. I mean, if you're going to call something the Crockett Cup tournament, tag team tournament, then I expect to see a tournament.
You want to hear something even worse? Is these matches weren't even aired until a month later.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Man.
I think the NWA is done. NWA Power is done.
It's just
that's horrible mismanagement. That's a horrible way to present your product.
Well, no, what they're doing is they're making content. That's the problem. Is they're making content. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. But they're filling up the time with an event. And that's what it is. Because if you think about it, so you have these matches like you're having like 3 matches a week of stuff.
Right.
And then there's like, okay, so this was Crockett Cup quarterfinal matches, and another match on a episode of Power. So they're just using this to fill in time. I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. It's just
hey.
Either way, it's not good.
Let me tell you about something else coming up that you might find more entertaining, and that's today. On YouTube, the WCW YouTube channel is going to have a full episode of World Championship Wrestling
again.
And at was it 6:05?
6:05 Eastern.
So it's going to have
which episode is this?
With Baby Doll by his side, Dusty Rhodes sets his sights on the NWA television champion Arn Anderson. Plus, Crusher Khrushchev defends the Mid-Atlantic Championship against Sam Houston. Magnum TA battles Thunderfoot. Action featuring the Rock and Roll Express, Tully Blanchard, and more. It says it's from January 11th, 1986.
Yeah. This is right before Crusher left, I believe.
What was the year when What was the year that Tully Blanchard lost and him and Baby Doll lost and Baby Doll had to be the servant?
It was this year because Dusty's with her on the thumbnail.
Ah, okay.
I'll put the link in our chat so y'all can get to it later if you need to.
I'll definitely watch that tonight.
You watched it last week, right?
Some of the best stuff.
I've been watching it pretty much every week, yeah. They play the old music and everything, man. It's great.
You know what's funny? So you've got 5 hours or whatever until this thing premieres. There is someone in the chat for this WCW thing, and it says that Precious is a stout gal.
Precious.
That Precious is a stout gal.
Wow.
Wow, that's harsh.
Yeah, cause and I was telling my coworker too, that until like the 90s, until like Missy Hyatt and Baby Doll, and they weren't even wrestlers, but it took a while, I guess, until the 90s until we started getting like really beautiful women that wanted to be pro wrestlers, because nothing against like Susan Sexton and Wendy Richter and but those girls were like, okay, well, I can see that those girls were wrestlers during their day,
And Judy Martin.
I just want to say Sherry Martel and Medusa Michelli were hot as back in the day.
Well, everybody had a crush on Sherry Martel. Everybody loved Scary Sherry. She was awesome.
Medusa had great style. She had great style, I think.
Everybody loved Medusa. Everybody was scared of Bull Nakano. It was awesome.
Yeah, but even before that, though, even when like Medusa was in AWA in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I was referring to. That
Sherry Martel was back there with it too. Yeah.
I prefer Medusa before implants over Medusa post implants. That's me. That's just me personally. I liked her in AWA. That look was better than the way they look.
I like WWF Sherry Martel only because she took bumps. She took bumps when she was in WWE.
She took bumps when she was with the Macho King.
Yeah, she took bumps. I mean, as the AWA Women's Champion, she was. Yeah,
but you expected her to wrestle, right? Yeah. I know. Yeah, but it was fun to see her dressed up in the gown, taking bumps, flying off the top rope.
Oh, right. Have you ever seen the Macho Man versus Tenryu match from Tokyo Dome? Have you seen it, Zeus?
Which one?
I think it's the Macho Man versus Tenryu.
Yeah, where they hit him with the Sherry's shoe.
Yeah, Sherry is amazing. Sherry is amazing in that match. I'm talking about just the amount of just trying to get everything over in the match. She is just all over that match. She is amazing in that match.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do remember that being one of the better matches on that.
Yeah, that was a terrible show. You're right. That was a pretty terrible show.
I think
I thought Sherry with Harlem Heat was okay too.
Yeah, she because that was the thing, is she learned how to become so good at making people just like, just make your ears hurt and make you cringe and make you hate her. I mean,
Yeah.
she was
That
so
voice,
good
yeah.
at being obnoxious. I mean, she did nothing, she's not a great face, but Jesus Christ, man, she was a great heel.
Yeah. It's a shame because there was so, I mean, and you imagine Sherry Martel now? Oh, she'd be so over, it'd be ridiculous.
They don't have as much room for managers anymore, though.
No, they don't. They said Tito Santana turned 72 today.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Arriba!
Right?
Did you ever hear the story about him being put on Spanish commentary in the WWE, and like they tried to him and everyone else tried to tell Vince McMahon or whatever, like, he doesn't speak fluent Spanish, and they're just like, they put him on there anyways.
Que eso la Huna Carana. Sí. Tito Santana.
That's pretty funny.
I remember when I saw him live at the Garden. He was very, for his regular guy look and stuff like that, he's very fluid in the ring. That guy can move. He was good.
Tito Santana was, if you watch the WWF stuff from the 80s, like if you see it like back to back to back, you'll see consistently he's the most consistent in-ring guy really that they have.
Yeah, he was
put him with anyone.
And everybody loved him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
also I thought was good in the ring too back then, Pedro? Rick Martel.
Yeah.
But the thing about Rick Martel is he was a little bit he's a little bit goody.
Yeah. I don't think he should have been the AWA champ, but yeah.
He was better as a heel, in my opinion, than he was as a face.
Oh, that model gimmick shit?
Yeah.
That was horrible.
He ate it up. He went
he
went all into that.
But why not him as AWA world champ?
I mean, Stan Hansen was the man back then. He's beating up. How the hell you beat up Stan Hansen? Stan Hansen was the man back then.
But I mean,
and come on, man, he's beating up Nick Bockwinkel. No.
Well, Nick Bockwinkel's job was to put people over, kind of.
I know, but Bockwinkel, this is what I used to like. I didn't want to see Rick Martel. I wanted Bockwinkel with the belt. I wanted Bockwinkel to fight Hansen, but that never happened.
Bockwinkel was amazing, in my opinion. He was. I think he's one of the best that doesn't really get enough kudos for how good he was. But
don't get me wrong, I like Martel, but I thought it was too soon for him to be AW. He was young, he was taking beatings from Hansen, but Hansen put him over. Come on.
But he didn't. Hansen beat him for the title, James.
Yeah, he did.
Hansen didn't put anyone over. he ran over the belt.
He just ran it over with his truck and sent it back to him. Fucking snail mail.
That was awesome.
Here's your ugly fucking belt.
Yeah.
I love that
promo
when Hansen was the AWA champion and he said he's got a fat wife and this and this. He's got like all these kids to feed.
Yeah, I remember that promo. Yeah. I got a fat wife sitting there home. I got 10 kids I need to feed.
Larry Zbyszko standing there like he's all like, what's this guy saying? Like,
AWA Zbyszko was pretty good. He was good.
I really liked Kurt Hennig as the AWA champion.
Oh, he was awesome.
Champion as
AWA. I remember when Kurt Hennig got busted open. He was tag teaming with his pops, and his pops slapped the shit out of him. She was still awake because he lost so much blood.
Jesus.
You know, he was like, "You awake? God, I'm awake now." Oh man.
Damn.
And then the tag team of Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall was pretty good too.
Yeah.
You didn't like them
I
back
don't think
then,
Scott
Zeus?
Hall was very good back then.
Scott Hall got better later, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
various gimmicks. He needed that Diamond Stud Razor Ramon gimmick.
Yeah.
Y'all heard the story about him in the Barbarian at TBS way back in the day, right?
Oh no, what was it?
So
What story?
it was Scott Hall's like first day in Georgia, and you know, he was still, you know, looking like the giant Magnum TA looking character.
Oh yeah, that big mustache.
Yeah.
What was that gimmick? The American Eagle. Yeah, there you go.
No, this was. I think this was before that.
Oh, before that, brutal.
Literally there for no reason, and the Barbarian's kicking somebody's ass, and all of the you know, the all the baby faces come out of the locker room to try to calm him down. I think they sent all the enhancement guys first, and I think Scott Hall came out there too with them, and Barbarian didn't recognize him and legit kicked him in the teeth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Barbarian. He's awesome.
So
nice. Kick him right in the teeth. Bam! Oops, my bad. Yeah, by lunch.
Sorry,
I'm sorry,
pal.
you can't eat it.
Sorry, pal.
Sorry, pal. Oh, Mercedes Hornet. That's not going to work for me, sister.
Yeah.
She dropped a title, James.
She literally dropped it. She could have just left. She could have just dropped the belt off like a fucking.
I did. I just walked away. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it was good to get that title off because she's never in. I mean, you know, just get her off of. Not Ultimate Guerrero. Stop. Stop. I mean, you know, you want to call this the best of the super whores? Okay, fine. You know, then you get all the belts. But oh. Woo! So now you're leading into the Charlotte Flair thing, where she actually tried to cut a promo last night on SmackDown, and the fans were booing her, so she threw the mic in the middle of the ring and walked away. It's not leading into that. So let's see what that comes. Let's see what becomes of this.
So is there a website called Screen Rant? I think it's called Screen Rant.
Screen Rant. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
They have some deal. It says AEW's Tony Khan and Sting reflect on Dynamite surpassing WCW's Nitro's milestone record.
They could be okay. I'm just going to say this. They could be 857,000 episodes of Dynamite, and not any single one of them would be able to touch a Nitro. How about that? I'll take quality over quantity any day.
Dave Meltzer here to say there's never been quality like AEW.
Right?
Even the most shittiest Nitro was entertaining.
Oh man!
I mean, the end was, you know, they were kind of brutal when nobody showed up to work. But you know,
I mean,
the worst angle for Nitro for me was the whole shit was the Millionaires Club against the Deuce New breed or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Who's that?
Don't you remember, guys? Come on, guys, you remember this?
I do. It sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, it was like it was Ric Flair, and it was all the old guys. But it was against the new guys. It was the Millionaires Club versus like the newer guys, like all the newer talent.
Yeah, I think it was like New Blood when you're talking about like when Shane Douglas was leading.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That was such garbage.
Yeah, before everybody left.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the worst times. I was like, why am I watching this? That was horrible, disgusting. And everybody's in suits. Things were in a suit. I'm like, really?
Was that Main Event Mafia in TNA?
Yeah. They did the same thing in TNA. Yeah, did the same thing in TNA. Yeah, the Main Event Mafia. I was with Booker T, Sting. Who else? I think Scott Steiner, right? Steiner.
I think so. Maybe Booker T. Yeah.
Yeah, Booker T. Bubba Ray. Yeah. That was after his Aces and Eights gimmick. Yeah, Main Event Mafia. That was stupid.
Main Event Mafia.
People, they just throw all kinds of shit to the wall. She with sticks. That was horrible. Brutal.
Anything else been going on, like TV shows, movies? Y'all been watching?
I watched that movie on Netflix. A horror comedy called Hard Eyes.
I hadn't heard of it. What is it? Hard Eyes?
Hard Eyes, I think it's called. Now, I like a good slasher flick. I do like a good slasher. But a good slasher can't take itself too seriously, because otherwise it defeats the purpose. And this one does not take itself seriously. It's funny, it's gory, it has a little bit of everything. So I enjoyed it. I mean, is it the best movie I've ever seen? No. But I enjoyed it. It was all right. Had its moments. It's a romantic comedy. It's a slasher flick. It's it's good.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, well, it came out Valentine's Day in the theater, so it's like it's Valentine themed movie. So it was I enjoyed it. It was all right.
That movie Great White is on Tubi again.
Yeah. We're just a couple months away from Shark Week.
Jesus, it's May. We got to get all the way through this whole summer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but now we can start watching shark movies as an excuse. It's getting warm out. Time for sharks.
Yeah. Time for more real shark attacks too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's see. There was something else I watched. I binged Happy Face. You ever see Happy Face?
Nope.
No. It's actually good. Fucking Dennis Quaid is a beast. Happy Face is about a woman who works as a TV makeup artist, whose father is a well-known serial killer, and it comes out publicly, and all kinds of chaos ensues from there. So it's good. It's actually based on some true shit, but it's good. I enjoyed it. Fucking Dennis Quaid, he actually plays the convicted killer, and he's savage in this. He looks very creepy. Ooh, Dennis Quaid killing it.
Literally, no.
And it's good. It has some moments. Good stuff.
I've been seeing people saying that Tubi got a ton of cool horror movies, but I haven't seen like what the lists are.
Okay, don't laugh at me, okay?
Okay.
Don't. I was
I'm
in
not
one
gonna
of
promise
my.
that.
I was in one of. You guys get me, so you know what I. It was. I had insomnia. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, so I threw on Tubi and I watched The Rig. William Forsythe. Oh my God. You want to talk about the cheesiest monster movie? A fish monster movie? Oh.
Oh my God.
What was that one movie, Frankenfish?
Frankenfish,
Oh
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was a sci-fi original.
I
They
watched
got
The Rig and I was like, wow.
they've got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I actually want to see it.
On Tubi.
Doobie. No movies I can't find anywhere. Are you guys familiar with the Super Argo movies?
Super Argo?
Yeah, from the late '60s, early '70s.
I don't think so.
No, oh, those are brutal. But I love them, but I can't find them.
Super Argo.
What the hell kind of a movie is that?
It's like a weird superhero movie, but it's really like a Mexican wrestler dressed with a. It's a superhero wearing a
Oh,
lucha libre mask.
he has kind of a like a red costume with like kind of a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the mask is kind the black part like goes like across his eyes and nose.
yeah. It's almost like the spoiler mask. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Those are movies from like the '60s, '70s. They're so hard to find, but they're so cheesy as fuck, but they're
Super
good.
Argo contra Diabolicos. You can find on
There you
YouTube.
go. That's it. It's like watching Inframan.
Yeah, they do seem hard to find.
Yeah, they're hard to find. But yeah, you got I am not. I'm not excited for Thunderbolts. I am not.
I don't give a shit. They changed the name of it to New Avengers.
What?
They changed it to New
They
Avengers?
changed the name of the movie to New Avengers.
Oh my God.
Wait.
They took out they made a huge wall mural somewhere, and it had the Thunderbolts on it. Then they changed the thing to where like you pulled a piece of paper off of the of it, and it says asterisk New Avengers.
But when I look at like I'm looking at the movie theater here in Huntsville, and it still says Thunderbolts.
Just telling you.
Oh, fucking Marvel can't leave shit alone, can they?
No, because they're terrible.
And what the fuck is this Juliet and Romeo? Why are they like we got to have the girl's name first? What the fuck?
It sounds like porno or something.
Yeah, Juliet, you're Romeo.
Man, these movies are terrible. Thunderbolts, Minecraft movie, Juliet and Romeo, King of Kings, Until Dawn, The Accountant 2, and Sinners.
Oh, I want to see Sinners.
I don't even know what it is.
I want to see Sinners. I Haley Steinfeld looks awesome in that.
It's a vampire movie, right?
Yeah. I have no desire to watch fucking The Accountant 2. I don't want to see Ben Affleck.
The first one kind of falls apart at the end, I thought, and I really, I don't know. It just doesn't look all that interesting to me.
No.
Oh man.
When you have to make a movie The Accountant 2, then fucking shit is bad in Hollywood.
Well,
You have to make a sequel to that movie.
Dear God.
I mean, you really got to make a sequel to that movie? Come on.
Come on, man. Predator Badlands, okay?
Oh, shh. Zeus.
Predator Badlands. It's going to be fucking terrible. And it looks stupid.
And I've seen it, and you know, everybody and their mother's talking about it now. Oh, I can't wait. What do you mean you can't wait? There's a Predator.
Like I said,
The goddamn Yautja looks like shit.
People are in love with franchises and brands and all kinds of stupid shit nowadays.
The Yautjas don't even look like a Yautja. Don't even look like a Predator. Oh.
I mean, I don't know how many times I can say we live in a product era, but we live in a product era.
Yeah.
But hey, it's been our 7th anniversary episode.
Let's all celebrate! Yay!
Yeah, we're still bitching.
Thank you.
We're still clapping our gums.
Thank you, Yusuf, for hanging out. And thank you, any lurkers out there who hung out and listened to us. Three old men flap our gums, shake our fists at the sky, clouds.
Shake our fists at the sky, flap our gums, and just pine for the old days of wrestling.
What's going on next week? Anything happening next week?
I think we're good. I think.
Zeus, you got
more bitching.
Yeah, more bitching. We can talk about backlash and whatever backlash comes from backlash.
It should be forelash, right? And then backlash.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh yeah, backlash tonight. We talked about that earlier, and we'll talk about that next week. Maybe we'll see.
I just like watching NXT.
We know what you like watching, James. We know about Stephanie Vicur. We know.
Look out. Yeah. Always got to be first.
Everyone, take care out there. Have a great week. Stay healthy. And adios.
Later, people. Peace.